Hello YouTube, how are you today? It's Brittany coming back with another super speed build. Now with this speed build, I didn't completely know up front what I wanted to build as I was building it. I knew I wanted it to be a laundromat. But beyond that, I wasn't too sure, so I'm kind of going through the decorations right now, pulling out anything and everything that I think I kind of might want. And I do this from time to time. If I'm not really certain how I want a build to go or what direction I want it to go in, I'll just start throwing out random stuff until I get inspired. And the bar sign kind of inspired me a little bit to kind of make maybe one of those Icky laundromats and put it kind of beside a bar or a restaurant. And that ended up being the direction I went in. And I'm trying right now to separate, because from where I built this one great big room, I wanted to make it two so I could give it a little bit of size change to make it a little more interesting, but that didn't work out, and I ended up just deleting everything because sometimes that's just the best option. Just delete everything and start from scratch, and that's what I did here. So if you missed my last video, I'll link it up above, but my son had been having a really high fever and temperature, and it ended up taking him to the urgent care, and it was a whole ordeal, and I go into it in my video that I'll link up above. But now he's finally starting to get a little bit better, but now my daughter has got it. My 5-year-old daughter has got it, so she's running a temperature now, and it's just, whew, it's been a fun ride lately. Isn't it just great when your kids are sick? It just, and you got to take care of them, and they're cranky because they don't feel well, and it's just been a whole thing. We're going on only just a few little hours of sleep, but it's slowly getting better. Slowly but surely we will get through this. I did try to use a lot of the laundry day stuff in this build because, you know, laundromat, laundry day, it, you know, kind of works out. But as I was clicking through and trying to add it, a lot of the laundry day items, they're just too pretty, which that's not a bad thing. That's a really good thing that, you know, we got some pretty stuff from different packs, but I mean, they were just way too pretty for this type of build, and I definitely wanted this to be on the icky side of a build. Oh, and right here I'm putting in I added some of the Batu, something about Batu, the Star Wars pack. You know, gameplay wise with the Star Wars pack, I'm not that into it gameplay. I do play a lot of Star Wars stuff, and it's just playing through it. It's like if I wanted to play Star Wars, I would just go play a Star Wars game. I'd log into the Old Republic and just go for it. But decor-wise, I kind of like some of the different decorations that Back to Batu had. I wouldn't use it as like a main focal point, I don't think, but in builds like this that are supposed to be kind of old and kind of rusty and kind of, you know, not pretty and yucky, I think it kind of works. Like that could be a water heater, you know, one of those old dingy water heaters for the laundromat. And even though it is old and dingy, I did kind of want to give it a few attempted comforts. You know, it's got a TV, even though it's got some old yucky rugs. It's got a coffee pot, and you know, just some of those things that you might see at a laundromat. Just little things to kind of, you know, entertain yourselves. And then, of course, with the walls, I had to go all out. I had to make them as icky and yucky as possible. I put holes, I put cobwebs, I put cracks, I put all different kinds of things. There's an old kind of weird looking RV out beside the laundromat that just it just fit with the vibe. And sometimes, you know, sometimes you don't want to build a nice looking lot. I mean, you know, not everything in life is nice looking. Sometimes you just want to build something looking kind of ugly. And that's kind of how I was feeling at this point. Right now I'm adding stuff to the roof. I'm just trying to kind of hide where those lights have clipped in with the roof a little bit. Not that it's a big deal. I don't think anybody's going to really be playing much with the roof, but just for the principle of it. I also realized that, and I don't know why I never realized this before, but under the terrain, they now have a concrete option. And I thought that was so neat because sometimes when I'm placing the concrete that's in the flooring in build mode, it doesn't match right. And I don't know another way to explain that. It doesn't really match right. But I'm really happy that they added that into the terrain mode. Now I'm trying to decide how I want to decorate the outside of the laundromat, and I just decided to keep going with the trashed theme. And I maybe went a little bit overboard with the trashed theme, but like I said, I didn't want to build a pretty lot today. Today was definitely a yucky lot day. Now, with the bar next door, part of me at first wanted to make it kind of like a renovated bar where they were trying to make things look nice and do well. So maybe someone, bought it and they were trying to open this successful bar beside this ugly, ugly laundromat and trying to make it work. So I'm right here. I'm trying really hard to kind of make it decorated a little bit and make it kind of nice, but as we go on through the build, it just definitely it doesn't work out. I did wanted to add some more graffiti and stuff, and I do later on add some graffiti to the outside of the windows, but I feel like we need smaller graffiti. We have those big graffiti swatches, and we have some of the little graffiti that I put on front of the laundromat there, but I don't know. I feel like we need different graffiti. Of course, then again, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm, just that one person who tries to make gross, yucky, icky lots. I did go back and forth a little bit on this part if I wanted it to be a bar or if I wanted it to be a restaurant. I did decide bar because a restaurant I didn't think it was going to fit right. But with the bar, you have to have so many tables and chairs, and I was having a really hard time fitting the tables and chairs into this bar. But it ended up working out in the long run. I ended up finding a nice little spot for them. I'm using the really yucky laminate flooring here, the one that's all cracked and chipped. We do have some good yucky build stuff. You can definitely make a not pretty lot. I just would maybe kind of like to have a little bit more because I guess I'm that kid who just likes to build gross stuff. But anyway, for the tables, I decided to kind of put them out back near the dumpster. And I know at first that kind of sounds like a weird location or choice, but I kind of figured that could maybe be like maybe a break area for the bartenders. They come out back to the dumpster. I know I used to work in the restaurant business, and I know we would definitely sneak back, taking the trash out to the dumpsters just so we could get a break. And we would just kind of, take a break out there for a little while. So that was kind of my thought on putting the tables out there back beside the dumpsters. And now I'm just putting up some random decorations for the bar. There we go with the larger graffiti to kind of, tie in that vibe a little bit. I'm not really sure why I put the newspapers down under the toilets. I guess it was just, something that sounded good at the time. But this is almost the end of my lot. I'm finishing up with the lights right now. And those pictures, the reason why I put those pictures there was I had seen a report in a bar about a bar somewhere about how they had pictures of all their customers, and I thought that was a really cool thing to add. But this is the end of my build, and it is on the gallery, so you can go ahead and download it if you'd like. I did mess up when I downloaded it to the gallery the first time. I forgot to add the lot traits, so you might see it on there twice, but I hope you enjoyed this build. Bye!